It's like there is an art form to growing plants. There is so much behind the scenes that isn't, to the knowledge of everybody. And I always say, I market to my mom, to the beginner, to someone who's, nervous to walk into a dispensary.
I love that.
And it just definitely brings in that level of, okay, I may know what that means, that acronym, that reference. It isn't, common knowledge.
Christopher, thank you so much for being here, bro. I appreciate you coming through, repping Temescal Wellness.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a huge connection with them. So thank you for being here. You brought us an insane amount of goodies. This freaking bong, which I will start off the episode with. But why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that you brought? There's I know not everyone can see how many things we have here on the table, but we have
start with
a million
with
things.
what we're about to smoke. The runts, the ice cream runts.
We're smoking the ice cream runts.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So this is some Perch ice cream runts. This is some flower coming out of North Adams, the new cultivation within Temescal Wellness. We are, right on the first harvest here, so things are only going to be improving. We've got some exciting stuff coming out of North Adams. I did bring a whole bunch of different items. It's Saturday. Why not? This was my plan for Saturday either way. So, yeah, I went to our Framingham store and picked up some goodies for the three of us. We have some drinks, some flour, some vape carts, because everybody has a time and a place where you need to have a vape cart, whether it's Thanksgiving while the cousins are around, or
oh my god, me every day. Where's my cart?
yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Especially her family. I love smoking with her cousins. They all smoke. So anytime we're doing family things, or Christmas, Thanksgiving, we're doing those walks.
Yeah,
we're
the
doing
cousin
those
walk.
little things to spend time, and it's cool having family that smokes.
Yeah,
too.
you build that habit for sure.
Dude, it's amazing.
That tastes really good.
Yes,
that
it
tastes
did.
really, really good. It's sweet.
Mm-hmm. That's what I noticed from the smell. And I know Christopher's going to explain a little bit more, but he, right before we started, mentioned that there's something to the smell of the terpenes and how your body reacts to it. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this actually comes from a colleague of mine, that always told me, follow your nose. And he would buy a variety of strains whenever he would shop. Shout out Keith. And he would, every time he's going to sit down to smoke, he would just crack them open and smell each one and figure out, okay, what is my body craving? What is that smell that is particularly appealing to me? So some days it might be that really umami or, earthy, the mushrooms kind of smell. But then other days it's going to be that more lemony or the citrus kind of impact. There definitely are some that you'll find are your favorite. If you have that citrus, you prefer a sativa, that could just be also what your body's looking for to get back to that balance, the homeostasis of, having a natural cannabinoid system.
How sensitive do you feel like you are to smell when it comes to the marijuana that you smoke?
Oh, I'm definitely very, very conscientious of noticing what I like and what really stands out to me. The brands I brought and different varieties I brought today were, it's some of those standouts from, I think we have some root beer that really has that foamy, frothy vanilla tones. And then some truffles from Fresh Connection, an amazing brand coming out of Mass. That just has that, the earthy, that mushroom that I really like.
That's something I really want to work on is my palate when it comes to weed. I kind of want to get to the level that some people are with wine, where it's you try this one, you can tell where it was, first planted, what kind of berries they're using, how long it's been distilled, all of that stuff. And I remember when I first started smoking and I was so excited about it, I was like, okay, this strain made me feel this. And I would write it down on my notes right away. And then eventually I found out about Leafly and I was like, okay. But I kind of wish I kept up with it because I feel like, and you can talk about this a bit more, I feel like cannabis is very specific to the user. What I, smoking this here could give me a completely different experience than what you guys are feeling.
Yeah,
when you're
very
hitting
subjective.
This.
Absolutely. And it's also two variables. You're different every day and it's a different plant every single day. You're
true.
growing different batches. It's in a different environment. As perfect as they can control an environment, there's still going to be, the slightest change. Maybe it's super humid outside that, month, and a bit of that humidity can make that difference. So everybody gets a little bit of a different effect. Certainly there are strains that, particularly for medical patients, have reported, this strain provides that relief for me. It may be a super specific or a high, smaller cannabinoid, CBG, CBN. There is so much to that that is just not even on, the radar of a lot of consumers, but that's what's important for the medical market. For the rec market, it's hard to break that indica sativa, but that's why I say, get a bunch from brands you like, smell them, figure out what you find as your favorite, what your body's craving that day. And that's kind of what I've built as a habit of shopping is, try some different stuff.
I think it's funny that like you talk about the smell in that sense, because like anytime I buy weed or I get weed, pick it up, my first instinct, no matter what, is I open the container and just like, it's the first thing that I do no matter what. Before I smoke it, I just take a big sniff of it just because I want to know. Like, I want to know. And then once I hit it, like usually out of my bong, I can taste it and I can taste like the flavors I was smelling. I'm like, I really like this. This is awesome. And it's usually for me, it's like citrus strains, only because the flavor I feel like is just like punches you in the face a little bit more than like earthy tones, which is like a little bit more dulled down. But I love a good earthy strain to just level you out. That's what I think it does best for me, is like the earthy strains definitely just level me out.
And you just picked up your favorite, right? Last
Oh my
week,
God.
B brought it to you. What's that one called?
Green crack.
Ooh,
I love that when it
nice.
came in a cart because they brought it for me in from New Mexico. It's already gone. I was so bad. It was so bad. It's like a gram cart. It's gone in a week. I was like, I need it at work.
Sometimes
okay?
you gotta indulge a little bit.
I'll save this for later. I'll save this for later. I'll save that for later.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ration it out.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite strains. And I think, to go back to what you mentioned about keeping track and stuff when you first started smoking, I did the same thing. And then once you start to fall off, you just remember the favorites. Like, you just remember the ones that you're like, I really enjoyed this experience. And then you'll remember that name, or you'll remember like, not necessarily the experience, but that you enjoyed that strain. So there's some strains that I see like the names of, I'm like, I've had that. I remember having that. And that felt good.
Same. Yeah,
So-
there's a few of those, like wedding cake, wedding pie.
Yes, wedding
Those are
cake.
kind of easier to remember. But
1,000.
I do feel like it could just be my ignorance, but I do feel like sometimes when I'm shopping, I don't consistently see the same strain that I've smoked. The menu is always different. There's always new flower. There's always something else. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I do feel like, and you probably would know more of this from being behind the scenes. By the way, you should probably let people know, what do you do for Temescal Wellness?
Absolutely. Before I start just speaking on it, certainly. So I am the marketing consultant for Temescal Wellness. I do all the retail marketing for Temescal. Right now, I am building an internal team within their kind of department to really enhance all of the customer service, the customer engagement, of course, sales, cart value, all of that. But of course, we really pride ourselves on customer service. Come in, you'll have a good experience. We'll be able to find you products that, we believe could help what you're looking for, or help you have a good time if you're on rec. And this is a rec assortment of products. So that's, part of the fun of being able to share that is, getting things that people may have not tried. People may, be looking for brands that they do like, or deals, which is definitely part of it. It's
Sign
part
up
of
for
the
all your
game.
deals.
Yeah.
Sign up
Definitely
for it.
shout out. Check the email. If SMS can come back in the cannabis industry, definitely sign up for SMS. But it's a battle.
Is that like gone?
It's a battle.
Okay. That's wild.
Constantly.
It's so annoying.
A lot of companies, even outside of the cannabis industry, have recently had a fight with a lot of the big message delivery systems.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're just saying like, hey, we don't want to be running your ads, your messages through this.
It's the same money.
Yeah.
It's the same money.
And other businesses do it too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same money. That's silly.
Well, me and
hopefully,
Christopher have talked
wouldn't it?
about it a bunch, but there's so many things that get in the way of marketing digitally with cannabis. I mean, even this past week, our channel got notified about 5 videos that didn't meet up to the guidelines. And thankfully, they gave us a warning so that we could, delete it and continue using our platform. But it's mostly Instagram that gives us problems.
Dude, it's brutal, and they don't care. Someday the switch is going to be flipped, and they'll be happy to take that money.
Yeah, they will be.
But we run into organizations that won't take a donation from a cannabis company.
Wow.
Yeah. And that may be, their beliefs or how they're banking. But, it's strict, and it does limit what we can do.
That's so cool to see, though, because it just shows you, like, where we will be in the future and how much opportunity there is to grow and, like, change the way that the industry and everyone sees cannabis. Yeah. It's really exciting.
It's cool to see how far we've already come, because I feel like I was here when it got legalized and dispensaries started to open. So I was on the front lines. I'm like, I'm gonna go check this out. Finally, I can buy this at a store. I don't care how much I'm gonna pay. I just want to know what it's like and have the experience. Say I went to a store and I bought weed legally. Like, that shit was so fun. But it was such an inconvenience. I remember the first year for dispensaries, because you guys had to jump through so many hoops. Like, you couldn't have parking on site for the first year, so you had to like shuttle people, or you had to have a parking lot near your building.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They could. Yeah, and then medical spaces, I think, were the first to be released, and that's like what you could have. And then they opened it up to like, okay, now you can have the public park on your property. After I think it was a year or something. There's so many stupid little things that got in the way, and then a bunch of towns that were like, no, we don't want you to open a dispensary here. I'm like,
yeah.
Why?
And there's still towns that don't want any dispensary, any cultivation or extraction facility, none of it.
Westford's going to be there. Like, that's the town, Westford.
There's certain pockets in Massachusetts where there aren't many, but there are also a lot of places where there are a lot. Like they're popping up like Dunkin's nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see. Just here on Route 9, there's
it's
like
hard
5
to go,
within 3 miles.
15 minutes without bumping into a dispensary these days. Absolutely. Cool. Do you want to try some more product?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Before, I kind of wanted to try one of the PRJs, but I'm so curious about this Countdown Orange Blast.
So
what the hell is
these
this?
are exciting. These are a tincture with the measuring cap on the top, so you can easily measure your dosage. So if you're looking for something more than 5 milligrams or very small amounts, it is an easy way to measure that out. You can split it up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
or it's like a little shot.
Consume it all depending on your preference. Whatever you like. Orange, I think there's Berry Blast as well. These are products that are just doing things in a way that works.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And we were talking to Jill last week, and I wanted to ask you too about how you see the future of consumption with cannabis and doing it publicly. And we've talked about maybe they'll offer an infused drink on an airplane, kind of like that in the future. Or at Disney, you could, as long as it's packaged, just like alcohol, you could carry something like that. And
like a Las Vegas Strip situation, but all over.
Airplanes, it's going to take federal.
Yeah.
Because
that's going to take a while.
Borders,
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And I think that once it is federally legal, it will open the doors to companies, being able to provide nationwide, beverage.
It's coming.
Or, whatever it may be,
coming.
an edible. Absolutely.
Imagine.
It certainly is.
Imagine to be the dispensary that gets that deal. Like, it's our drink that's on there. Whoa, that's crazy.
I mean, that's why
Crazy to
everyone's
think about.
fighting so hard right now, because you're fighting for position for in 20 years to be able to be at that spot, to talk to those companies, to make that move. That's why it's so competitive. It's such a cool time in the industry.
Absolutely.
For dispensaries and also having your own facility where you grow too, because not every dispensary has their own grow facility, do they?
No, so you don't need to be vertically integrated. So there are a lot of brands that may be wholesaling in. We certainly do buy brands in to carry in our stores because people love their own brand. People love certain brands. They also love variety, myself included. I love to be able to shop new brands, exciting stuff. The procurement director at Temescal, does an incredible job of finding consistent cannabis that, can be offered at affordable prices. And we also carry, top shelf, whatever that is. If it's, the hand trim, the, small batch, it matters because there is that demand and there is that variation in the quality.
What's that? What do you got over there?
The Perch Harvest. It's something with Buds, GMO, and root beer.
Yeah, so this is the GMO root beer. This is one that I definitely like. We have that available. Yeah, that's the 8th, so I could get a bunch of varieties. Quarters, we've got it in small buds as well. This one, I was really impressed by the smell. Immediately brought that like soda root beer right in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Really?
Has that like vanilla
Let me
kind
try.
of frothy.
I like that. I like that container too.
Oh, I do too. And we talked to Jill about this last week.
Yeah, but
glass.
Container glass. Yeah.
The glass is the best for protecting the cannabis.
It is. I will say it is a real hassle in the vault.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It's heavier. They break. We're handling a box of them. If that box slips, if it, anything, if the customer drops it while they're looking at it, it breaks, and then that's product loss. So
that's such a great point.
While it is, quality, and you do feel that, you get the, sense that it is contained in there, it's curing in there further to its perfect level. There are downsides.
Right, but at this, so would you say like at this point, it's kind of more about the branding and the packaging than it is really doing much at that point?
It is, but then there's opposite sides where OMG's putting, I would say top shelf flower into minimalist packaging. And right now, minimizing waste, maximizing the ability to be recycled makes an impact when you're producing a lot, when you're selling a lot. You're, doing your part as a company, what you can. But yeah, the companies that even are doing glass well, it matters. If they're finding and sourcing recycled glass, or, introducing a recycle program for their products or their containers is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I can use this?
Yeah, definitely.
I like it that it's PAX.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out PAX. PAX and their gummies. I, ran out of allocation to be able to share today. So those were definitely on my list. Yeah, those are really nice. I've been vibing on those PAX gummies lately.
We one of our first episodes that we recorded together here, I was like, let's get edibles. Let's just do something fun. I wanted to do extra stuff. So let's do something fun. So I got a chocolate bar, 100 milligram chocolate bar. Andy took, I think it was 15 or 20 milligrams.
Oh, dude. I think I took
25.
3,
Yeah.
15.
And I took 65.
She's a savage, though.
My tolerance is fairly high. Yeah. I just smoke every day. Yeah. I'm not the person that wakes up and roll over and I smoke. Mm-hmm. My partner's like that. I have to wake up, get up, let me get dressed. I've learned hard lessons of if I smoke before I'm finished getting ready, I will forget half of the things I need to take with me at home, or forget to do half the things I need to do before I leave the house. Yeah. So now I wake up, I get ready, and then I smoke before I leave to go for work because I have an hour drive. So I'm literally just chilling.
Waiting to go to work. That's a fun thing
I'm
to
different depending on the day. There's some mornings where I won't smoke at all. There's some times where, the first thing that I hit is 8 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. Some mornings where I'll wake up before I leave the house, kind of similar situation. So I kind of vary depending on how I'm feeling that day.
I'm super, super forgetful no matter what. Yeah. So I'm not about to blame it on the cannabis. Point fingers. Am I going to have to go back inside my house twice before I get in my car because I forget things? Definitely.
Valid. Yeah. Okay, that's valid because my ADHD does do that as well. So you're right. I can't blame it on the I can't blame it on the cannabis. You're right. Yeah. You're totally right. I think My forgetfulness just gets so bad.
I needed to change the locks on my house because I was sick of getting my keys out. I was like, I need a pin pad because I have to go in and out the house so many times before I leave because I'll my wallet. I'll get to my car, no car key. I'm like, oh, come on, what am I doing? Have I even prepared to leave the house at all? No.
Just riding on autopilot.
Yeah. If it wasn't New Hampshire and wet out, it'd be brutal.
If I didn't have, if I didn't have my wife, man, I've already lost my wallet about 1 billion times, but without her, it'd be 5 billion times.
Oh my goodness!
I just walk away.
Preach to the partners that can remember the thing. I'm like, where did I put this?
It's amazing.
She's got it. Boom, knows it.
By the way,
sorry, do I just open this like a regular can?
Yeah, it's a little tough, childproof. Bingo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Checks the nails, and then you're gonna push it forward.
Oh, that's super cool. Okay, that's pretty safe.
We both took the orange. Do you want the orange before I take a sip and I'll have the berry?
Sure.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Do you want orange or
berry?
I'll go orange.
Yeah, please, please.
I was gonna say we can swap too.
I've had them both.
I'm an orange vibe. You know what I mean? It's a Saturday, early afternoon.
Man.
Okay.
Orange soda for sure.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, yes.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Grab that pre-roll.
Definitely.
Yeah, and this is let me tell the
thanks.
people what we're smoking right now because I just lit up this joint. This is infused.
There you go.
What strain is this one?
Oh, okay. So this is the Perch MagicBus, but these are infused with THCA isolate. So 99% THC.
Damn!
Yeah. As high
excited.
pure THC as it gets. Isolate. I'm sure someone out there has something stronger, so don't quote me on that. I always say, nobody's the expert. There's always someone out there, whether it's the internet or, you meet them in person that knows something deeper. That's, and that's part of the industry, and that's super exciting, is that it is it's not plateaued yet. There is new technology. There's people bringing new ideas into it, which is exciting, but I'll never quote me on some of these absolutes.
Someone will always have something to say. It's the internet as well. I'm gonna take this.
So you brought us some of that.
I did.
Oh, that was delicious, by the way.
It's really good. And I'm not a big fan of seltzers, so it's not
true.
punch you in the face seltzer.
It's true.
What do you do with this? Do you you can do it like that, and you can put it in your pre-roll, you can put it in a bowl?
So, you could dab it. You could smoke it right out of a pre-roll. I definitely recommend putting it on some flour because it is, pure THC. It lacks any of the terpenes, any of the flavor profile. So it has a very particular, very, I would say, sharp flavor to it. So putting it on some flour really dilutes that, gives you still that flour smell. And I think it's a much more comfortable burn. Are we doing a little back and forth?
So
cool.
we found out with our first guest last week.
Do you want to?
Exactly.
Cool. I'm
Or
super down.
Or pass.
No, all right. No, we're good. We're good. We'll do
ashtray.
this. Yeah. I like it.
Oh, here, it's the magnet one.
Oh, yeah. I remember
I learned
that episode.
lesson. Yeah, I learned that lesson. I didn't realize that
This is magnetic.
And
it's not an ashtray. It's to hold screws, like when you're working.
Oh my goodness!
But it looks like an ashtray, so I use it.
I brought it over.
Smart. Yo, let's market that.
It's strong. It's really
Cannabis
strong.
tax $100.
It'll never fall.
Magnetic weed ashtray.
Highdea.
$150. Yeah.
Highdea. High fucking dia.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised
Holiday
by these.
buyer's guide episode. whatever he found in his garage. Some of these.
Half the time when we're smoking on here, we just come up with crazy ideas. We're like, that could actually we could sell that.
Absolutely.
Onset 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So that's like beverages, which is nice. It is, I would say faster onset. Not as fast as inhalation. So,
how do you get
doing
faster
bulk
onset?
Inhalation.
What's inhalation?
Smoking it.
Oh.
What's inhalation?
On Mars.
A little bit
On
above
Mars.
my pay grade of
I
vocabulary.
know. And I go,
No, it's okay.
You're so
take
funny.
it out of me.
You're so funny.
I went to the facility with him to film the Temescal video, and I was telling Jill and you in the last podcast, and half the things that they're saying, the vocabulary, I'm like, I don't know what they're saying. I have no idea.
But, it's like there is an art form
Yeah,
Yes.
to
absolutely.
growing plants. So, they may not be the most talkative or the, first one to say these things that is there every day. So, getting answers, getting conversation from cultivation is definitely a leading game. And that's where it is nice to just know, what that tip is, what that point to make is, because there is so much behind the scenes that isn't, to the knowledge of everybody. And I always say, I market to my mom, to the beginner, to someone who's, nervous to walk into a dispensary.
I love that.
And it just definitely brings in that level of, okay, I may know what that means, that acronym, that reference. It isn't, common knowledge.
I love that though. What a good way to look at it, because
Absolutely.
I remember, not to go back to when dispensaries were open, but when they first opened, I saw a lot of older people at the dispensaries, and they're at the counter asking questions and spending some time with the bud tender to really understand what it is they were getting into, and then just being super excited to get on board.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of the time that I go to the dispensary, it's not a bunch of people my age. It's the majority of the time it's older people going in there. And I think it's awesome. I was at a dispensary near my job, and I was just going in to get carts, and this lady was there with me, and we're leaving together. She's like, I just got a pre-roll. Me and my husband are going to go camping. And I told him I had to stop at the dispensary. I was like, you can't go camping without a dispensary stop. She was probably 45, 50.
Yeah, well, it definitely
loved
is
it.
important where you live too, though, because the one that I go here on Route 9, I see a lot of young people there. A lot of young people.
Oh, that makes sense in this area.
So,
Yeah. I mean, there's this whole generation that never needed the black market. They
Yeah.
never had a weed dealer. They never sat around waiting for that text back. They never had to go inside, so nobody got
Yep.
suspicious.
Yes.
It just never happened. It makes it so much smoother, and it makes it really such a easier part, not easier, but such a smoother part of their life to just fit that in. Oh, I was gonna just steal one on the way by.
I was going to say,
Pass
Christopher,
tax.
you can move this too if you just move that way, just so you have more mobility. Because I used to do the same thing I'd be so scared, and I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't move, or I'd move so uncomfortably.
going back to what you were saying, when I moved to Atlanta in 2018, I think it was, cannabis was illegal here. Moved there. That was the first time I started smoking. And then by the time I moved back just 2 years ago, it was legal here. So
Did you guys ever hear about this thing called weed?
Oh, yeah.
I got the little experience of having the Snapchat plug who's sending or showing his menu on his story. This is what I got today.
For sure.
And having to text people hey, can you drop it off for me? Leave it in the mailbox or just something like that.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was talking to my brother about that, right? Because he's like, I know people who they'll just come deliver carts wherever I am. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck off. Because when I was 20, 21, I lived in Ohio, I had a fucking drug dealer that lived on the bad side of town. I had to take my happy ass over there with no car and hope to God I was getting back home with weed. And the weed I was bringing was mids. So it wasn't even anything fucking exciting. So it's crazy because we talked about that too, is we do have now this generation that has no idea of the struggle of what it was to be a person that really loves cannabis and not have this accessibility, not be able to go into a store and buy it. And I think I'm so big on they need to fucking let people out for cannabis crimes. Stop. If it's non-violent, let them out. There are people sitting in jail for having a fucking eighth on them, and they're sitting there for 30 years.
Yep.
What the fuck? Well, while I get to do this.
Well,
So
all this legalization is going to start changing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
last
hoping.
week, I believe Ohio made it legal.
surprisingly enough, surprisingly enough, because they're super red. They're super red.
So, more of those dispensaries that open around the nation, those people will get freed, and that system can be really reformed for sure. A lot of people that, like you said, 30 years for having an eighth on them or something like this. Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's ridiculous.
I think
especially if it's non-violent, like, you just had it on you when they pulled you over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that if you really truly love cannabis, like a lot of these dispensaries obviously do, you have to do your part in that. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do something. So like, I think that if I were to ever bring an idea to anyone at a dispensary, it would be like, what are you doing that's charitable to get these people out? What can your business contribute to help one person get out? Because if all of the dispensaries right now in Massachusetts help one person get out, that'd be fucking amazing.
That's a great fucking idea.
Dude.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So
dispensary should hop on that.
there is a regulation that demands that we work with local organizations. Of course, we meet that, but all of our locations do go above and beyond. We do fundraising each month for local organizations, whether it's to support food drives or any organization in the area that comes to mind at a later moment, because I'm stoned right now. Can't think of one.
That's all right.
But yeah, it is a huge part of that.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
to be able to see that many people in a community and be able to support any part of it is really nice. We do not only in-store donations, but we'll go to places and help out, because if we have a team that splits hours, we can provide that opportunity where, hey, do you want to help out this organization in a town that you work in or live in, or
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Super cool.
That
I love
is really
that.
cool.
nice.
I figured that the majority of dispensaries do something where they help
Right,
the local
something,
community.
yeah.
Like I can only imagine.
Yeah, but going to that next level would be amazing.
But I think that that's going to take, like what we've been talking about, is like getting it to a federal level.
Exactly.
So that way you can
Just time.
reach over the whole country and make
Time
an
just
impact
has
that
to
way.
pass.
Yeah,
Because I think for now it'll just be on a state level.
absolutely. I'm coming from New Hampshire, and look at Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts. We're surrounded, and they're dragging their feet. They've got a deadline coming up, and I don't know if they'll hit it. Their idea is to go with a state run, so very similar to how they have the liquor stores, where it's part of kind of a state run business. Who's to say what's going to be best? Do I think that's the best idea? No, I think it's a new idea that maybe they'll try. New Hampshire's known for kind of having different ideas out there. Let's be honest, love it, but yeah,
Live free or die.
yeah,
Free or die.
certainly. Yeah, and things like no sales tax.
Yes.
It's like, okay, there's going to definitely be a cannabis tax for sure.
That's what
For
that was
sure.
that was going to be my next question, because like when I worked for Journeys, I worked across state lines because our district reached through Mass, New Hampshire, and Maine. So I had stores that I was responsible for in New Hampshire. So I had to learn, because I was in Mass, I had to learn all these new tax things, because there's no state tax, so you get way more money in your paycheck. But then like it's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you not get taxes taken out by the fucking state? Like,
So y'all talk rigged systems,
Dude.
taxes, man.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Just tell me the number. You
Yeah.
have it. I have to figure it out on my own. Like, yeah. It's brutal. Something's got to give, but there's too many loopholes for anything to change. That's me, like conspiracy theory,
Yes, let's go. That's me. That's me too. That's
That's
me
one of the
too.
best
For
places to
sure.
go when you're stoned.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
conspiracy,
man.
paranoia,
Absolutely.
everything.
I just call them
Actually.
theories now, by the
Yeah,
way.
exactly. I mean, most of them are pretty, believable.
Yeah, there's a fine line that
I saw
cannot
something.
cross.
I saw a little blurb update today on Epstein.
Oh, tell us.
So it was like it was showing a photo of him at Disney, and like he's standing with like Piglet. He's sitting down at the table. Piglet's behind him, and then there's another guy.
You've told me enough. This is just crosses the
Weird.
line already in my book, to be honest.
It's him and another guy sitting down, and this guy's holding this girl like by her arms like this. And that same girl is in another photo with Epstein. They're on the plane. She's like she's sleeping. She's laying down and he's holding her like this. It's the same girl. Then come to find out, Disney sent kids to his island for snorkeling trips for like 9 years.
Snorkeling. Holy shit,
and
that makes sense.
their cruise ships made stops at his island all the time.
Dude, I'm
Disney.
telling you, Disney.
Don't come after us, but
shady.
Disney.
Yo, yeah.
Disney.
If you have that much money, you're up to some shady business. I mean, that's like really dark, right? That's like the worst of the worst that you could be doing, like human trafficking, especially young kids. Like that's, dude, a lot of those businesses are corrupt.
Can one of you guys find out how many kids go missing in Disney a year? Because deadass, it's their own police.
Oh my
It's their own whole thing. So
That's
if you go
actually
missing
so
in Disney, you are
true.
fucked. You're fucked. They have
That's
their
actually-
own system within Disney.
Wow. That makes so much sense, dude.
Did you
Because like
hear-
where would you get lost? You know, like where do kids get lost?
You walk off.
Exactly.
It's a
That's
huge park.
In a
Bigger
very
question:
popular-
where does anybody get lost?
In a very populated area.
That's the easy part about it.
Yeah.
Like a kid walks off and walks into the crowd, and it's a huge park with thousands of people, and you're looking for this one kid. But it's sketch, and like I don't care. I was a leash kid. I'll put a leash on my fucking kid at Disney. I don't give a shit. You're not gonna walk away farther than 10 feet from me, bro.
You were a leash kid?
Oh yeah, I was.
I know, slip that right in there. Whoa,
For
whoa,
how long?
I don't know. I was young, but I was mischievous.
Old enough that you knew you were leashed?
No, not
Okay.
necessarily. Not
You're like
necessarily.
looking back on photos,
great
realizing like, oh wow, I guess I was a leash kid.
Well, like, because it was subtle. So, like, I had a little backpack.
Oh.
And the backpack was connected.
trick.
And so, like, that's how my mom would do it. But I was just like,
I mean,
so.
I feel like that's like dog logic. They're like, I was tricked. I had a necklace on,
yeah.
and then they put a leash on that, and like now I'm a leash dog.
Hey, some kids do need to be leashed, but that's so
for
true.
I was probably like 4 or 5, to be honest. I was probably like 4 or 5. Because I was old enough to walk away from my mom in the stores and not be afraid. So like I don't know if I've mentioned it here. Like I would go hide in like the rounder of clothes and scare people and just like crawl out and just like terrify people away from my
Just
mom.
being a kid running away
Yeah,
and doing
exactly.
I feel like for some parents, and you know, this may or may not be true, but it's more of like a tether to their responsibilities. They're like, right. I have a kid. That's right. And got to go fix whatever they're doing. Like, it's not like they're like, you know, the kid can like scramble away so quickly that they can't. It's not like a pet squirrel.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, oh yeah, this thing I have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
It's
It's like, right. Yeah. What's this like, you know, pulling on my leg at the bar? Oh, right. My kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Whoops.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, 100% makes sense. I was the generation where like they played commercials on the TV at like 10, being like, do you know where your kids are?
Somehow the internet's going to dig up some leash photos of me, and I'm going to find out through this that I was a leash kid too.
And then I'm good. Oh, dude, it's gonna just keep passing along. Damn,
I was
that
just
actually
mischievous.
that'd be traumatic because as far as I know, I wasn't leashed. That would change things.
Dude,
I would feel differently about my
The
childhood.
thing is, it's funny because like I'll sometimes say it to people and they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, I deserved it.
Yeah,
Nah, like I was the kid that needed to be leashed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fam, were you able to find how many kids get lost at Disney per year? Is there anything there? Or Ledge?
I'm searching it up right now. It's kind of tough to find. They don't really give any answers really on it.
Bet. There's some
One
SEO.
of the things was is like searching up like missing kids. Like I gotta be specific because they just gave me like how many kids get lost, which is like a ton of kids get lost, but then you find their parents. But like missing,
Right.
they don't give a straight.
Number. That makes
No,
sense.
you
That
know,
makes
but-
A lot of
sense.
sense.
I'm still looking.
Appreciate you.
Gotta
It's a
cover
little-
that.
Have to like
It's weird, none of-
corroborate local police reports or something.
Yeah.
They don't have those
Pham
stats.
search history is just missing kids.
So excited for that
Yeah,
one.
you might want to clear that
Yeah.
real quick.
You gotta be very specific there.
I can only imagine Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast, like
Yo.
what his search history is.
If they ever got raided, he'd be fucked.
You know he's on that VPN that Joe's
Yeah.
pushing.
Yeah, they have to be.
That's so true. That's hilarious.
So what's that over there?
All right, so this is Fresh Connections truffles. I really like a lot of like the earthy, that cheesy. People kind of steer away from some of that like funk. I really, really like that. I've had some crazy ones out in Oregon, you know, the like raw meat, and it brings in this like thick umami where you get that like ground beef kind of scent as you would like at the grocery store almost. I really like them. Again, I always, you know, I say I've never met weed that I don't like, but, you know, I prefer others. But
do you have any bad weed stories?
Experiences?
Any experiences that didn't go lovely?
oh, for sure, for sure.
We've shared a few of ours. And then by explaining it and telling her about it, I found out that it definitely wasn't weed when I was smoking.
Like spice, like synthetic weed, like from forever ago.
Yeah,
it definitely is what it sounded like because that's what I got fucked up off of with spice.
See, I missed all that. Like, I just never had the interest in trying it. I definitely suffered through some terrible, terrible weed to like not get into that. I remember my buddies and I scrambling together enough for a QP when we were like, you know, probably young.
QP?
Quarter pound.
So it was supposed to be like enough for us.
Just wanted to.
Yeah, enough for,
Just wanted to make sure.
for the audience, quarter pound. Yeah.
Think of McDonald's, man.
Number 4.
Yeah. So, you know, we were going to buy that straight up. We realized, you know, if you buy more at a time, you get a better deal. Found somebody that could do it. We were like, yeah, all right, let's do this. Pulled together the money. And I mean, like, we had to like plan out days. Okay, we're going to go to the ATM and get $100 because our parents had $100 limit on what we are, you know, whatever our banks at that time, you know, junior bank accounts could only let us pull out a certain amount of money. So we had to like, you know, strategically plan how we were going to accumulate the money.
Like over a span of 3 different
exactly.
days. So like a week, you do it on different days.
Yeah. So we finally got it, and kid came back, and, you know, we just like immediately stuffed it in our backpack and threw it in the trunk of a car, got out of there, got to our place and looked at it, and it was just like unsmokable. And it was like, this is all of our money for weed for the summer.
Oh no.
What do we do?
Oh shit.
And we just smoked the worst weed all summer. And like tried to like, you know,
How was that summer?
all but give it away. Like it was, it was
it even
bad.
a good summer?
I mean, it was great. I had a quarter pound of weed. at
Okay,
the
so
time.
it was good enough to work.
Yeah, I wasn't smoking the K2 or the spice or anything. Yeah, there's some horror stories, and I mean, it's wild. Like
It wasn't voluntary. That was for sure. That's the thing. It was like, we didn't know it was like laced, and so my buddy was like, I just got really good weed.
That's not cool.
So I hit it like it was really good weed, and then I got fucked up. I threw up. Like it was not. I felt like I was like so far away from the people that are sitting right next to me, like different, like literally in a different like world, like dimension.
Brutal.
Yeah, I traveled
Never again.
through the multiverse.
And like I've now done shrooms, so I know that it's nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just horrible.
Well, any psychedelics, at least like you know what to expect when you're going in. But like if it's just like upon you like that,
Dude.
that's no fun. Like,
No. I was so upset. We didn't find out till the next day that it was laced.
Brutal.
Fuck that.
Brutal.
Yeah, because I didn't ever really have the interest either, but like some of my buddies in Georgia did because it was way more difficult to get it at the time then. Because like this is like 2012. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just not possible to fucking get it anywhere. But they would sell that shit at the stores. Like they would sell spice at like the liquor stores and convenience stores and shit. But it's like when I went to Nashville, they had it was like Delta 8, Delta 9, or whatever
I had
it was.
Delta 9 in Texas, but I think it was Delta 8 there.
Can you touch up on like the difference? Do you know like?
And real quick, on my honeymoon, that Delta 9, that shit felt like weed. That got me really fucking high.
Yeah, so there are definitely some gray areas, especially with some of the, I believe it's a farm bill, but it allows a certain amount of THC, cannabinoid in your hemp.
Okay.
So people have found that by, isolating these obscure Delta 9 THC, you'll see these THCVA.
Yes.
And there's weird products in like a Cumbies that's, THC. And it's like, is it? You're not sure.
Gotcha.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
you're
obscure,
just
like
straight
you
up
mentioned.
Damn.
not sure.
That's
Yeah.
why it's so awesome having dispensaries now. Like I can actually figure out what I'm smoking down
Yeah.
to really the smallest detail.
Well, because I think that was the thing for me was like once I realized it's like, oh, it's like a component that they have isolated. Like it's a part of it, or it's supposed to make it up. Like, it was like, it's almost like taking a little splice of a DNA and saying it's DNA.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. I don't know. I guess, just obscure. Like you really don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, some of those designer chemicals that are like one molecule off from whatever it would be. It's like they're banning them as soon as they think of them, just because they know that somebody out there is always going to be one step ahead. There's always going to be people pushing the limit, finding loopholes, willing to take that argument, and I said good for them.
Yeah.
But
that tastes really nice.
this is the
nice.
truffles. Is that what this was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah,
So
it's
you-
really good.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, this was really good.
It tastes
This
really
this
good.
might be my favorite of the ones that we've smoked today.
It's the indica.
Yeah. Nice. The first one was really nice. I felt super locked in, focused, like narrow minded, and like a little bit buzzed. This one's like a more hazy. It's nice. I like it a lot.
Well, and you're doing the drink.
Yeah, for sure.
I've
I mean,
been,
we've
like,
been
chugging
mixing
the
a
drink.
lot
I
of
was gonna
things,
say,
so
what'd you think?
it
Yeah.
definitely adds up. No, the drink is delicious.
The drink and the smoke is
Yes.
it's nice,
Yeah,
right?
because I've been like kind of taking it in like big gulps at a time, and then it's just like hits me in certain waves. So I'm like, oh, I feel really nice.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of when I'm taking these infused seltzers and when it tastes super weedy. Like,
Yeah.
I can actually. This is really light. Like it's very fruity. It's leading with that flavor, which I feel like
less
I'm not even
bubbly.
thinking about it when I'm drinking it. It just feels
Yes.
like a nice juice or something.
Yeah, like a flavored water. Which
Yeah.
obviously that's pretty much what it is. But I think for me, it's so less carbonated than like regular seltzers, and that's what makes it
It's
easy
true.
for me to drink
It
because that's
distracts.
what it's hard. My mouth is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, just can't handle like regular seltzer. So this is nice because it's very light, like you said.
Well, and I have a higher tolerance than the 5 milligram limit
Yeah.
for an edible. So having this is a really nice option, especially if you're going to have a couple of them.
Yeah.
If you're going on the holidays, it's nice because,
Just
if,
drink that instead of a beer.
yeah, am I going to have like a case race of 5 milligram seltzers? Like, I'm putting down like 20 of them.
Yeah.
Like, at
And they're
some
all
point,
big.
yeah, you're
like
still
five-
drinking 10 ounces, 8 ounces, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like this. And that when I saw that it said 25 milligrams, I was like, please explain how you did this.
Yeah, no, they followed the rules. It's a
Hey,
tincture.
That's awesome.
The one that I have seen we had for a while, the chill medicated, it was straight up a syrup
Oh,
that was a tincture. So it was 500 milligrams in like a
like a bottle, right?
bottle,
Like
like a
like a medicine bottle almost. Yeah, I can
yeah,
picture it.
yeah,
I can,
for sure.
500.
Yeah. So that was
Imagine
like
if you took that to the face.
yeah. The only reason that I pictured that is because of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He takes a different drug like that, and he has a little bottle, and he
I'm
takes it, out, he drops it in his eye.
well, and it was like right there, codeine adjacent. It had like even the marketing was like I dig it, but they were definitely on like mix it with Sprite. Mix it with 7-Up,
done.
that was their
Seven
recipe. And I was like, ew, like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of backlash even, in the people that have been promoting consumption of codeine,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of rappers that are off it now
Yes.
because of the harm it's done. Like, do you really think this is the way to be
To
putting up
market it,
this
yeah.
product? Hey, we sold out,
I'm done.
Yeah, I've got one at home that I'm just like, working through because I don't know if they're still around. I'll look around for them. But yeah, that was one where I was like, all right, I'm buying one because good for them.
I kind of want to see what it
Yep.
looks like. What is it called exactly?
Chill medicated. Yeah,
Chill
it had
medicated.
like watermelon, cherry. Yeah.
Think of like a little eyedropper.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
then
was
like
kind
a
of
little-
imagining.
No, think of like
Oh.
a
That's what I was thinking.
NyQuil.
Oh.
I didn't. Yeah. I was.
Okay.
Think of like a cough syrup
There
bottle.
was-
Oh, okay.
It is.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're like, but that was one where I was like, all right, good for them.
Make some purple drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, make some lean.
I was saying, like, yo, you got to do like a body chocolate and just put it as a topical. And like, you don't eat this, but it's 1,000 milligrams.
done.
Like
Yeah.
there's loopholes.
Wow, what
Whoa,
great
man.
thinking.
Yeah,
What a
but-
great idea.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to get that far to take that risk. So, you got to be all in with deep
You gotta choose your
pockets.
battles.
Choose your battles for sure. Yeah. Do you want to open again tomorrow or do this today?
Yeah.
It's going to probably open again tomorrow.
I'd like to keep doing this,
Hey, yeah, both. Is there an option for
Yep.
C?
right?
Yeah.
¿Por qué no las dos? Have you seen that,
¿Por qué no las
that commercial?
dos?
Have you seen that commercial? It's literally for the hard shell, soft shell taco set.
¿Por qué no los dos? What do you?
Yeah.
I think I'm a soft shell guy. I go between the two, but I think soft.
corn tortillas.
The soft ones.
Yes, the soft ones.
I was soft. Soft shell. Soft shell. Soft shell.
For sure.
Have you had the corn ones? Versus, versus flour. I don't know why. Like for me, I'm always like, have you had the corn ones? Because like I feel like so many people don't know about it because I didn't know about it for so long.
Yeah.
But
I like having tortillas around for other things. So I'm usually, just whatever tortillas in the house. But
Yeah.
if I'm like doing it, I'm going hard shell, cheese, soft shell.
Oh, the stack.
What's it called? They got a name for
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
there is a name
Taco
for it.
Bell's litigious too. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I know
Pham will
exactly-
let us
yeah.
know.
Yeah, please, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Damn.
We just did that, but with two soft
Yeah.
ones. Like
So it really holds together the
Yeah.
broken hard shell too.
Yeah, like protects it, keeps
Yeah.
it intact.
Yeah.
That's actually genius.
Genius.
It's really nice.
Should be the new standard for tacos.
It's a lot of work though. You're like making a perfectly consumable meal and then making it into a taco. Like I've definitely eaten just a straight up tortilla with cheese, let alone adding a hard shell. I would eat that.
yeah, with just
Am I
the
going to
cheese, yeah.
now fill
for
that
sure.
with the rest of the taco? It's like
What's your favorite food?
It's too much work.
favorite food, probably pizza.
Classic.
Ah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best pizza you've ever had?
Oh, best pizza I've ever had.
Are you like a connoisseur or is this kind of like a casual thing? Are you into Dave Portnoy? You know?
Casually eat.
I'm not much into him, but pizza. I mean, I don't know, man.
You don't got a spot.
Any pizza was good pizza,
Me, what a mood.
Yeah.
What a
Kind of
fucking
like
mood.
with weed. Like, hey.
See, Mexican food was my favorite until my partner was like, let's get tacos. Let's get tacos. Let's get tacos for like 2 months straight. And then went to New Mexico and came back and was like, I just want tacos and Mexican Coke. I just want tacos and Mexican Coke. I'm like,
You got to move down south.
I'm not going to eat Mexican food for like 3 fucking months now. Like, don't ask me to eat that.
Yeah, Mexican Coke makes a difference too.
What?
Like Mexican Coca-Cola.
Oh, yes, it does make a difference. A
100%.
big difference.
Just clearing that up. Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather worked for
Yeah.
Coke.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he always said like it's like a family rule to drink Coke out of the Coke glass bottles.
Yeah, the glass bottles
He
are
He
the
said
better.
it's
best ones.
always better.
Yeah.
He
Especially
said no
if it's
matter what.
cold, it's like chilled.
Yep.
Oh, hell yes.
preserved
The Mexican
perfectly.
Coke uses cane sugar instead of whatever
Cocaine.
Coca-Cola uses. I don't know. Children's souls, I assume.
There's something in it, man.
Darn
People
good,
are
but
fucking
yeah, it
addicted.
is.
Are you addicted to Coca-Cola?
Dude, I think soda, I have to like give it up. But like, if
It's
I'm
hard.
like,
I'm so with you, dude.
It's so hard.
I can't have it in the house.
It's so tough.
So I get like a 12 pack for my birthday
Yeah.
and just stay up all night.
When I was
drinking 'em.
in high school,
Yes.
Just get them down. I don't want them in the house tomorrow, but man, they're good 2 at a time.
I have to like plan my days around them.
Shit, right?
Like it's scheduled.
2 at a time.
You get 12. You might as well do a 12-hour day. You know, 1 an hour.
Yeah.
1 an hour.
And then I was like into those little cans because I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man, this is
yeah.
like, it's always
I can
cold.
wean off
I'm like,
of it too. You
yeah,
know?
I got like 90 of them. Like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with these? Yo, they're good. Coca-Cola, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. I was like,
So addicting.
had soda in my house growing up.
And
so.
Yeah,
you know
me
it's
too.
terrible too, but
Oh
you just
my
can't stop.
Goodness, nah, but like I'm like, yeah, I'll treat myself to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you find yourself like 3 deep. And
Yeah.
Might
Yeah.
as well just keep going.
They're free refills.
They've like perfected the flavor. It goes with everything.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Cheerios, doesn't matter. I'm putting it down. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Do you go
I'm
for
off
the
this stuff.
OG flavor, zero?
Oh, OG, yeah. If I'm drinking soda, might as well.
I had
go
a little
full
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know
Yeah,
that
dude.
it's just poison.
I had a
send it.
cherry
Yeah, what are you
Coke
gonna do, smoke a
phase,
light
but,
cigarette?
Yeah.
Cherry Coke.
I had
yeah.
a little cherry Coke phase for a little bit, but
Vanilla
I drank
Coke
it
is my
so much
favorite.
that like now I don't like it.
I just saw the Cherry Coke logo from like the 90s and I was like, boom, Pizza Hut buffet, take me back. Like it just all hit all at once. And I was like, man,
The internet that went down for
if
a
I
little
had
bit.
smoked
That's why
weed then, that would have been perfect.
just recovering back here.
I was like 8 getting oil changes with my mom, so probably wasn't smoking weed before the Pizza Hut buffet. She was paying, so I wasn't about to light up.
When did you first start smoking?
I first started smoking when I was, 15, 16. Yeah. Shout out Ben and Doug.
Shout out Ben and Doug.
Yeah. It was like, they started smoking that summer. I was like, nah, weed's for, people that can't get it together.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I get it. Yeah.
It's crazy that that's like the stigma. Like my parents still kind of see it that way. Like we can't really have a conversation with my parents about weed. My brother has tried because he's the youngest and he got caught like a fucking idiot. But my mom like confronted him and all this shit. And he was like, so you're telling me you'd rather me drink than smoke weed? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, that's so stupid.
fucked.
I can't even explain it to
So
you.
backwards.
That's really fucked.
That's exactly.
I'd rather you drink.
Yeah. I think my parents knew like the moment. Like they were pretty in tune with, my decision making. I assume like there was like an alarm in my house that was like,
There's weed
Christopher's
being
doing this. She's smoking weed right now. He's done it. But I mean, yeah, it's something that now I can share with my family, which is
That's awesome.
sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Besides just like, smoking in my Passat. growing up.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's
It went
okay.
away.
It's definitely
What
fun
happened?
sharing it with family. I mentioned earlier, I have some family members that smoke too, so it's nice to be able to share it with them. too.
Yeah.
It's something that's great socially. You get to really get into really in-depth conversations and have some. I feel like for me,
Bond.
that's what it kind of has given me like fuel in those moments of, hanging out and wanting to talk. And I get real. For me, it gives me a lot of energy. I feel like is the biggest thing for me. It allows me to put down my walls, my boundaries, and really just be smoother, if that makes sense. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing on preference, destigmatization, all of that. It's like, if we can just be adults about this, like, you're also not like offering your kid a beer,
right.
but you're drinking, next to them.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
not
yep,
like
yep.
I'm consuming cannabis even near them. Like, let's be adults. Like, you know, everybody can enjoy their preference of inebriation.
100%.
Yeah, I just like to be stoned as fuck. Like, get
Yeah.
off.
What
Just
are
like
your
to chill out.
You know,
Damn.
yeah, jeez.
What are your favorite things about smoking? Like
Oh,
benefits wise?
Oh man, food definitely. Like, you know,
Flavor just kicks.
yeah,
that.
flavor kicks, appetite. I'm about that. Like, yeah, I love to just go in on like a jar of peanut butter or something. You know, just like house it. Like, you know, no regrets.
Yes.
Yeah,
You got
just
a
like
regrets.
specific peanut butter flavor brand.
Um,
Skippy. What's the fucking other one?
it's got the bear on it and like, yo, as big as it gets. Like,
I think I
seen
know
one
what
with
you're
like
talking
the
about.
handle, and I was like, give me
Yeah, like
two
the
of
5-gallon
those, yo,
tank.
yo, for real.
All right.
Fucking jug.
Yeah,
55-gallon drum.
yeah. I'm like,
Fucking
Time for
tube
more
attached
peanut
to it.
butter.
I'm all like a Labrador getting into that thing.
Got a
right.
backhoe scooping it out.
Yeah, I'm cutting it in half to get every last
done.
little.
Real question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crunchy or no crunchy?
Are you kidding me? Crunchy. Yeah,
Has to be.
Crunchy.
Has to fucking be
But-
crunchy.
I believe it's smooth.
Oh yeah.
No crunchy. It's just like,
Yeah.
But I can do
My fault.
smooth as well. It's kind of like a cheese pizza. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, my ass is gonna be like, do we
What-
have peanuts? Let's crush that bitch up in there.
you
I've done
won't
that-
have
I've
it
done-
if it's smooth.
I don't like it.
Okay, interesting. How about you?
oh, I'll eat it for sure. Yeah.
It's like a cheese pizza. It's just a little regular
If it's the only thing I have,
Will
yeah.
you land on pulp? Pulp in your
yes.
OJ?
Yep.
pull.
100%.
Will you drink non-pulp?
Yes.
If it's the
What?
only option, but I don't like it. But that's what I grew up on. Like
You're
my
a
mom, my
texture.
mom does not like pulp, and so I never had pulp growing up. So as an adult, that's all I buy. Like
From
if I
the
get
leash, you were just like pounding up OJ, craving pulp.
Sounds like she was leashed in like multiple ways.
Yeah.
If you only had pulp in the house, you know,
Yeah, the
Now you're
control
just
your
now you're
mother
just
had over
rebelling.
you is just
Yeah. I'm
absurd.
getting a vengeance.
not wrong,
Smoking weed and drinking pulp.
Yeah, yeah,
fucking rebel.
yeah. Now she's just all pulp, no juice at all.
She
Eats it-
hates,
eats
she
it with
hates
a
that
fork.
She enjoys
Eats it
pulp.
with a fork.
Whoa. Okay, relax. That's psychopaths.
So I'm not gonna say that I won't drink it because anytime that I like go out for mimosas and stuff, it's never pulp. So like I'm still gonna drink that. If I get orange juice at like a restaurant or something, I'm assuming it's not gonna have pulp. So I'll deal with it. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
like
mean,
a
if you have to, right?
princess.
Yeah,
Deal with it.
I mean, if you are,
But
it's
it's
okay
not my
too.
choice. No, I am in other ways, but not that kind.
Okay.
Not when it comes to food. My ass is like, just give it to me.
So you said food. What else as far as benefits from smoking?
oh my goodness, what isn't the benefit? Are you kidding me? Yeah, like
true.
all of it. You know, ADHD. So I definitely get some benefits out of it being, you know, a calming effect, even just a focusing aspect of it where, you know, I'll stop either hyperfixating on something and find a balance or be able to just, you know, break a stalemate that I have with a project, a problem.
right.
And that's what I do is a lot of problem solving in my work. But yeah, as far as reasons to smoke weed, it's
Endless.
morning, it's noon, who cares?
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shower real quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the dog
It's
out
the
for a
perfect
walk.
time.
Yeah.
It's
Dude.
always the perfect time.
It's so funny too because like I've been smoking for a while now, like a long time. So when we first moved, we drove, like me and my partner drove my sister down to Atlanta to move in with Atlas. We were still smoking like a decent amount because we had driven down, so we had brought weed and stuff. So we were, you know, whatever we did, we went outside, we fucking smoked. Oh, bet you're making food? I'm gonna go smoke real quick. We're gonna go do something outside? I'm gonna go smoke real quick. We're gonna watch a movie? I'm gonna go smoke real quick. And it was so funny because Andy was like, "You guys smoke a lot, huh?" And then like a few months later, you guys moved up and you were smoking so much more. And I was like, "Hey, look who's smoking a lot now."
It's kind of like what he said earlier. Like once you try it, you're like,
It
oh, I get
snowballs.
it.
Yeah.
Well, and like
I get it.
So
if it
excited to try
fits
this one.
into your life and you can be productive, it's like, why not? You
Hell
know?
yeah. I've found myself being way more productive, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like that focusing aspect.
Yeah.
To really figure out exactly what I have to do and executing.
I
Sometimes
think,
way better.
so excited for this one.
What's that one?
Mango haze.
Yeah, it's from OMG, Wellman's Farms, I believe.
I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah, let me smell this right here.
Normally, so usually when we pick up, we'll pick up like a shake just because it's the cheap.
We sell it loud and proud. Yeah,
love that
for
shit.
sure.
But it's
I will say, shake is like, it gets grouped into everything. So Dutchy, I will say, like the biggest POS system, isn't the best at like giving you customization over how products group together, how they're like linked together. So even like shake, it'll say like shake trim. That's probably ground flour.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, they're,
Yeah.
or
Jill was telling us that
some
last
are,
week too,
some
yeah.
aren't. Yeah.
Yes,
So you
I've
just
noticed
got to be
that.
like careful. You know,
Yeah.
some brands just kind of do it better than others. I really like our shake cheap. You know, if you're smoking a bunch, it's a nice option. If you're grinding a bunch, it's a really nice option.
That's because for us, it's two of us, but we'll smoke like an ounce between the two of us in 2 weeks. So for us, it's like we're not going to continuously pick up all the time. So picking up twice a month works fine. And we'll just get an ounce of shake and it's easier for us because it's right there, just pack.
Yeah.
But I've definitely experienced what you're talking about because like sometimes it'll be awesome and it's nicely ground and there's no stems, there's nothing in it, and it gives me so much keef and it makes me so excited. And then sometimes it really is just like either shake or stuff that's like that has been ground up, but it's ground up with stems and it's like everything that was just left over.
Yeah.
So you're totally right. But what got us started was Ocean Breeze. I like them a lot. They're really good fucking brand.
For sure.
Like them.
Absolutely. We do carry Ocean Breeze. They're a nice one. There were a couple brands that I was like, all right, what am I going to bring here? I did, talk to the bud tender because that's, a big part of what I do when I go into any dispensary is like, yo, what are you smoking on? Because some will be straight up. Some are trying to make commission. Good for them. I'm trying to support their efforts as well. But, I could make a good enough guess based on strain names as anybody else. So I went in and I was like, I'm going on a podcast. I want to show off some products. What should I show off?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
and they
that.
were like, all right, let's do this, this, this. Yeah, I was like, okay, perfect.
That's really cool.
Like, that's what I'm looking for.
Like
is
hand-selected.
that
That's really dope.
engagement? Yeah, being able to do that as well as being able to, dispense for medical, which is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You deal with some heavier situations.
One of
where
my
rec is just so much more fun.
My best friend, she works at Temescal in Hudson.
Oh, you want to give her a shout out?
Gianna, that's my baby.
Oh, there you go.
Girl. Yo, shout out. Yeah, she's taught me a lot, but she's also like, she's been involved in a bunch of different ways, I guess, with Temescal. So that's really like the main reason why I've been able to learn as much as I have been on like the dispensary and industry front of it. So she has her medical card, and that again is like another big reason why I understand anything that has to do with medical. So it is a completely different fucking ballgame, which is wild. But it makes sense. Like you're going in there with a little bit different of a purpose, like rec, you might just I'm just trying to relax for the rest of the night because I got off a 12-hour shift.
Good looks.
So, they're going to give you a good recommendation for that. Oh, I'm going out to a party. I'm going to like split this with people. What should I grab? I love going in there and asking that. I went into, it was Temescal. I went in there and I asked her for an infused pre-roll for something. And she recommended Green Gold Group that was there. And they were there having a pop-up, and I got the pre-roll, turned around, was talking to the dude from them. And I think that that's a really cool thing that you guys do, a lot of dispensaries do, is like the pop-ups. Yeah. That's another different level of engagement as well.
The person that I'm training, Ray Russell, does an incredible job managing, planning a lot of our pop-ups. She's, deeply rooted in the industry, which is super exciting. And, part of why we really saw her in that role was, the ability to network, to talk to people, to, build that and, have that relationship ongoing, because there are ups and downs. So if it's strictly business, companies are going to not always be there to answer your call or whatever it may be. But yeah, having someone that's tied into it on the ground and a part of it is so helpful. So it's exciting to have that. Pop-ups are really fun.
Yeah, we've talked about wanting to do a podcast at a pop-up eventually in the future. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gotta come to Pittsfield. Pittsfield's got the floor space for it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Or in the summertime when they're doing them
Pittsfield
outside, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsfield's out in the Berkshire,
Okay.
Mass.
Got you. Okay.
I will say that with the ice melted, this is pretty
Oh, yeah,
full.
I see. I can.
Yeah,
Dump
sure.
I didn't want to
refresh.
interrupt.
No worries.
Refresh.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but no worries. We can keep going. Why don't you tell me about some of these other products that you brought that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah.
There was this one that looked kind of like a powder. I'm not really sure what that is.
Oh, definitely. So we did smoke some of this earlier. This is the isolate. So this is the THCA isolate. It's like 99% THC.
Hold it up to your microphone. Yeah. Whoa. I've never seen it like that color. That's really cool.
Yeah. So you'll even, it doesn't have too much of a smell. It doesn't have kind of much to it other than THC. So that's, again, why I always add a little bit to flower, because I really like the rest of those cannabinoids.
Right.
That's part of the game.
Right. It's
And that's,
just having a piece of it instead of the whole pie.
having bingo.
Yeah, 100%. So what other things are there?
So I brought a couple carts because, again, there's always, a place and a time for carts. These are two different ones. One is a distillate cart.
This one?
No, this is the distillate cart. Yeah, please. That's the Vesper. Which strain did I get? Or flavor, I will say. I think it's super lemon haze, maybe. But yeah, distillate, super strong. So it's like 90%. But again, it's purified. So it doesn't have the same terpene profile. Those are, matched to it as well as they can for terpenes added back in. This is a live rosin vape. So this is made with rosin, pressed live flowers, so fresh frozen.
I'm horrible with this.
Childproof. Hey,
And I'm a child.
safety first. Am I right? Let's see here.
If I can't figure it out,
Here we go.
impossible.
Come on. There we go. I brought both of these. This is kind of two ends of what's offered for what's in cartridges. These are interesting because both of these are $30. So it's kind of a nice, variety here. Shout out to Mescal. We got vape deals on $30 vapes always.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great deal. I wanted to ask you as well, out of everything that you brought, what would you say is your favorite or the one that is the best among them all, or your favorite among them all?
My favorite among them all, probably Fresh Connections flower. Nice. Yeah. I will always pick some up if I haven't had it or have some at home. Really, really nice. I really enjoy what they're producing, their terpene profiles, their variety. They do a lot of the truffle or garlic I've seen in the past, which I'm super drawn towards. I really like that stink that a lot of people, aren't always looking for.
Yeah.
But that's something that just draws me in.
Gotcha.
What are you usually smoking on?
What do you mean?
Do you like flowers? You smoking?
No, flower.
Yeah.
Flower. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a vape, but I don't use it that often. We'll buy shake sometimes here and there, but mostly looking for flower. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the right way to do it. I feel like, it's a bummer if you're not able to at least explore flower, whether it's vaping or, creating edibles yourself through it, because there is something so pure about it being, that base level. It's the product.
Yeah.
Everything after that is touched one more time.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just as pure as it gets.
And I brought the napkin 'cause
Nice.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
So, what other things that you do? Like, what do you like to do in your free time? Like, or some other things that I don't know about you, because there's not much that I know other than all the cannabis stuff.
Yeah.
That we get to talk about all the time.
For sure. So,
I do that all the time.
Do I?
He was about to hit it without the bowl.
yeah.
I wasn't trying to put him on
Classic
blast,
misstep.
but
It's okay. It's okay. We're all very stoned right now.
the
But it's
room
been
is
great,
the
man.
cloudiest it's ever been.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Okay. We
Yeah,
said-
it was bad on the cameras earlier. It's like no color at all.
Sorry about that.
we're setting
No, we
records
love
You
it.
guys were
today.
heading towards black and
love
white.
We love it.
Okay, that's instant classic then. Will anyone be able to match this in later episodes? I don't think so.
For real.
Gotta have like
Somebody
an
definitely will.
and
This
like
is the
an
one you
award
brought?
show.
This is the one you brought?
Yeah. So this is the Good Chem live rosin card.
That looks very familiar.
Yeah,
Why?
because because David had them.
I was
Yes.
like, I've seen that recently.
Yes, because he just had 2 of these. Sorry. And they are so nice and smooth, and they get you fucked up.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, like live rosin, that's really, really nice in a cart. That's,
Yes.
closer to being able to get a full cannabinoid profile, terpenes, all of that. I still buy disty carts. Time and a place.
Yeah.
Sharing it, everybody's going to get ripped. And
Like,
it's dirt cheap, but
hey,
I'm gonna get 2 carts
Yeah,
and
yeah.
store one at home for when I need it. But
I'm going to an event tonight, and I want to be able to smoke when everyone's drinking, and having a cart is perfect. Perfect. Doesn't smell. If anything, it smells good. It's like, damn, did someone just spray some perfume in here?
I'm dead.
It's great. You wouldn't be able to tell.
yeah,
If you didn't see the smoke, you'd be like, what's that smell?
absolutely, and that's part of it is like subtle
Convenience.
convenience. Yeah.
I can't do another one of that.
I'm dead.
Shit, I'm tapping out.
I just got the coughs, but
You're good.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was excited because I had a feeling that it would be like this with you. Like you would just keep it going consistently. I'm like, yes, I'll just keep going.
It's my Saturday. You're like Wednesday night or something. I mean, I'm gonna be smoking weed either day, but Saturday is preferred for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
More fun day.
Yeah.
I totally fucking get that.
There's
I
not
totally
much to
fucking get
worry
that.
about. It's the time that you're supposed to be relaxing and
It's
disconnecting.
It's exactly what I'm going to do when I leave.
Yeah,
But I'm going to watch a movie probably.
100%.
It's like rainy day out too.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful day.
Fall.
You have a movie in line,
Yeah. Insidious 3.
Ooh,
Insidious Chapter
great
3.
Cozy.
comforting.
Yeah. Real, cozy day
Serene.
classic. You just
Classic rainy
cuddle
day.
up with a good demon.
I'm that person that watches true crime.
I
so.
love horror movies, true crime
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I was just
That
not.
was great.
No, it's
Yeah.
perfect. It's
I just
perfect.
watched Insidious, the first one again too. It's so good.
So I in October we started watching, like we were committing to watching more horror movies and stuff, so we can talk about it a little bit more. And so I got into Insidious and Conjuring because I've only seen The Conjuring once, and from what I remember, it was really scary. When I watched it again, I was like, it's not that scary. It's creepy, but it's not that scary. But I really like Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I've liked them before the movies and kind of knew about them because of other cases and stuff. So
Wait, you knew about them outside of this movie?
outside of the
series?
movie, yeah.
Dang,
because
you
of
do like true crime.
yes, so and the paranormal because
Explain a little bit about them.
they were like they were like the first paranormal investigators for the most part. That's what people credit them as. They had a museum filled with it was an occult museum filled with all the things that they took from like the haunted places and people that they helped and shit like that. But basically that's what it was. She was like a psychic, a medium, and her husband.
Yeah.
I thought they were like made up for these movies. Like
no.
they're great characters
that's
in these movies. I learned like a week ago that they're real people.
Yeah.
You knew before the like Conjuring, which
Yep.
is like
Yeah.
2009.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dang.
So the reason is because I watched the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds.
So good.
Yeah.
I squeezed all these in October.
Yeah.
I was
Nice.
just like, yeah, that's a great one.
So I have seen so many of them before, and I looked up. So usually if I watch something paranormal, I'm like, let me look it up because it says based on true events. So I'm like, let's see what the true events were. And I did that with Amityville Horror from a very young age. Like I was like in high school when I was watching these movies and like looking shit up. And that's how I knew about Ed and Lorraine Warren, and then got into like learning about them and who they were and what they were doing because they have so many different cool cases. And then the movie started coming out, and I didn't remember or realize that The Conjuring really follows their storyline, and it talks more about them versus Insidious is like about the demon storyline.
Right.
So I got more into The Conjuring and watched the first one, watched the second one. And now I'm just trying to get their universe, that whole fucking universe in order chronologically to like understand the whole story. So that's why I'm doing the third one. I'm excited.
You should be. That's a great series. I got to keep going.
It
I only
is a
saw the
really
first
good
one again.
series.
I've only seen up to the third one, but it's been a long time, so I don't really remember.
They gotta make the numbering easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Like, just
Yeah.
give me at least a sub count or something. Like, I believe someone was gonna make a chronological edit of it, where it was like, it would tie everything back together. But
I think for
people are
Insidious,
amazing like that. For the whole Conjuring,
yeah.
Insidious, Ed and Lorraine Warren series.
I saw one, I think, recently because I looked it up myself because I was like, what other fucking movies do I have to watch? Because Annabelle is also part of their whole thing. They
Right.
did that case.
Because this is all James Wong, right? Is that his name? He also
yeah, I
did
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yep.
Aquaman as well.
I don't
Came
I
out a
didn't
few
know that.
years ago, yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, he's the director. He's done a lot of
Did you see
great stuff.
Barbarian?
James Wan.
No, I
think it
haven't
is.
seen that. I gotta watch it then.
Barbarian's good.
Gotta watch it.
Really
All right,
good.
I will watch it.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. I can't think of who's in it. That guy from the other one. No, it's a good one. I just love horror movies, but
Yeah.
it is hit or miss for sure.
I'm just not a big gore person. Like
Yeah.
that's what I don't like. Like I don't like Hostel.
I can do it in Saw, though.
I can do some Saw movies.
It hidden within a game is interesting enough to like, there's suspense and I'm trying to, I'm following along. It's not just about the gore. It's not just about like decapitating everybody.
I know.
That's not really horror.
It hits my senses. Like
Yeah.
I literally squirm still to
Start
this day.
vomiting.
No, I just thinking about like the pit of needles, and I just, I can't because I'm just too empathetic, and then I put myself in that situation. And I'm like, what the fuck would that feel like? And I'm just no.
It's that like tense,
Yeah,
torture almost.
like
but
gritting your teeth.
if I know what I'm getting in for, I'm like, yeah, fall into the pit.
What are your rainy day plans? Maybe you should watch Insidious.
yeah. I actually think I might be going to a hockey game at UNH.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great
My alma
Saturday
mater.
night.
Nice.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
What'd you go for?
Business marketing.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that's
I tried to double major for business and horticulture because I was like just smoking weed all through high school. So I was like, I might as well try and make some money out of this if I'm interested.
yeah.
But they my first day just laughed at me because I was like, yeah, like, is there anything about, indoor or, building like hydroponic? Because this was back in 2012 and 2009. This would have been my freshman year of college. And just got laughed out of the room. So I was like, all right, never mind. I'll just stick with business. And then came out of business school, got a job in a tech company. We did crypto before crypto really took off.
Whoa.
So that was like an interesting kind of
cool.
segue into
How long were you in crypto?
like a year and a half probably. We did an ICO, initial coin offering. So I have like a billion coin that are worth, 0.000000001. So, someday maybe.
Any day now.
Yeah, any day.
Me when I had Dogecoin.
yeah. It's like,
Come on, baby.
yeah. It was just before anybody was even like really interested. But again, New Hampshire was weird. And they were like, oh, you could pay your taxes with crypto if you want, because why not? But like it even went down to them saying like, oh, you could pay your taxes with Bitcoin. And we were like, oh, why not all crypto? Like you should say all crypto. And they were like, because Bitcoin's the only one anybody knows about. Who are you?
If you don't mind me asking, why'd you move on from that?
The company just went in a different direction, turned into an agency. I did that for a while, learned as much as I could.
Well, you ended up doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is amazing, and a fuck you to those people that laughed at you.
Yeah, I mean, this would have been, my horticulture teacher at UNH. She was probably like some brilliant horticulturist.
Do you remember them by name?
Oh my gosh.
We could send them a letter.
Starting some beef. Where are they now?
Let's bring them on the podcast.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Me, freshman year, did not hold the same sort of
Can we do
composure.
Can you come back in a year and we'll add another chair and bring them here?
Turns into a Dr. Phil episode.
Look who wouldn't make it.
That's so dumb.
Poor woman.
Like the red table, right? Is that what it was called with Jada?
No, she taught me how to grow a poinsettia.
So what?
Oh.
Poinsettia, like a Christmas plant, like one of those Christmas red
that's cool.
flowers.
Do you grow a lot?
No. Well,
Do you want to?
I would love New Hampshire to allow it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
For
live
sure.
there.
I've got a basement just itching to be a grow room. I'm like keeping everything to the side.
Just
Like,
Waiting for
look
the
at all
day.
this free space we have now. Because, I don't think, it would probably take me like 5 years to grow anything that would even be smokable or that, wouldn't just be like worth my money at the dispensary to pick up. Like it takes lifetimes to grow like, premium cannabis, but it would be a hobby that I could definitely like sink my teeth into.
Yeah, how would you say the weed is different from now to when you first started smoking? And especially now with so much that you know in the industry, like what's so potent about the weed nowadays? Is it because of the facilities and like the fact that they can do so much to grow it in the right way that makes it more potent? Because people would probably say that weed nowadays is a lot more potent than it was back then.
Without a doubt. Perfect environment, optimal nutrients, the science that they have behind it, years of testing, lab testing, all of these things that are just, within the industry that have progressed. I think that there's been some crazy indoor weed grown forever, since it became a thing. But yeah, I think that growing now, especially when it comes to this small batch, hand trim, perfectly cured, it's a level of love.
Right.
Where like you can't scale that. That takes time. That takes someone's dedication day in and day out to care for that.
Right.
So like there are people now that with this industry becoming legal are employed to do that and don't risk everything.
That's so awesome.
To be able to spend their time caring for these plants,
Right.
We may never have been able to see the best cannabis because that grow got busted or something,
So true.
Yeah. I don't know who has the best weed because like I went to Amsterdam 2011 and like it was silver super haze super silver haze, excuse me. Like, the Cannabis Cup winner out of there. Smoked it like, absolute fire. Yeah, like, but again,
We just missed out.
it's not going to be the same batch. Like, it's the, it's a
I want to
it's a
go to one of
marketing
those
game.
events So
yeah,
bad.
for sure. For sure.
Because you could do like taste tests and be judges and stuff like that, right?
we just missed it. We just didn't
Harvest
have
Cup.
enough time. The Harvest Cup.
Harvest Cup.
Harvest Cup, because you could pick
Ooh.
up a judge bag. And if I had known, I would have just fucking gone into work late. But I saw it the day of
Next year.
while I was at work. And I was like, because the
It's
bag
this time
comes with
every
the
year?
strains that you try.
Yeah.
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 We follow them now, so we'll get the lowdown.
Mm-hmm.
But the judge kit comes with strains depending on the category that you're judging.
That's dope.
Cool. And then you just have to submit your shit.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't smoked this one.
Sure.
Sure. All day.
Really?
Yeah, I ended up setting it down because you picked up something else.
Damn. Hell yeah. I'm fucking
What's that
down.
one?
It's the fucking root
Oh,
beer.
that's a
GMO.
root beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
let's
we
do
just
it.
smelled it and then put it down.
Oh, I have a I'm gonna pass this along because I don't
For
have
sure.
anything.
For sure.
I don't know how we're storing all that. What's like the difference between like small buds and regular buds? Like what?
Part of the plant that they're cut from.
Okay.
I mean, you'll see like, you know, in a jar, you may get one big bud, you may get a bunch of little buds. When it gets down to like smalls, they're just not going to be as like heady big buds like that. You're just going to get some smaller buds, but you know, it's kind of like playing the lottery. Like sometimes you'd get a bag of smalls and it's great.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's bigs.
Yeah.
You know, you're all right, cool.
I thought it was interesting because I've seen them marketed that way as like small buds or small nugs. And I'm always just like, is there a difference? Or it's literally just like, oh, these were just like the little small guys.
Right.
Little small guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because people
Didn't
don't
fully
always
grow.
Yeah.
It's just smaller.
Nah, they're just like the little parts of the plants because it's
Yeah.
gonna have so many, you know, offshoots with little buds at the end of it or anything. So it's gonna have smaller parts.
Where's it going to?
Just whoever needs to.
all
We
need
need to ash that.
Oh, okay.
Where'd that flower
Right
go?
there.
There we go.
Oh, that's a little warm. Can you ash that,
That
Andy?
bong is great.
Andy?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
so I worked with this guy doing SEO for glass company. Not a glass company, it was a reseller of bongs and things like that. Moved a ton of them, had like, you know, some really good ranking keywords. But yeah, got the bong for free. So
Nice.
free bong. End of the
Nice.
story. It's the best bong. Yeah. I had a bong before that for like 10 years, made it through college, and just one day kicked it into the table leg of something. All right, let's see here.
I used to do that all the time. Just hand grind it. I used to do shit all the time.
Well, I try and put a little plug nug, you know, put something into the bottom there.
I've
yeah.
never heard that, but I totally understand it.
Filters.
Yeah.
I like the little glass ones.
We're gonna do a little rearranging here.
Little operation. It's all right.
This is the
Operation.
truffles.
That one was probably one of
I'm
my
gonna kick
favorites.
this
The
back into
truffles.
there.
Have you been
Got a little
to
pre-grind in
a
there for you now.
Have you been to a lounge?
I have. I just went to the Summit Lounge.
Oh, the one
shout
that
out to
just
Summit Lounge.
Yeah.
So Summit Lounge has been open.
Oh,
Yeah, in Worcester, they like have been
I
the
just saw the
only
commercial.
one doing it, and they're doing it right. I'll say.
I think I sent you the link or something. I must have just seen the thing, so I thought it was like, oh my god, just opening because we were just talking about it. But I saw that it was in Worcester, and I was like, we might have to do this. This sounds
Yeah.
fun.
100%.
I mentioned it to B. I think it's you just you bring your own stuff. Do you know how it works?
I
Yeah,
heard that
yeah.
you can order, no?
You bring your own cannabis.
Oh.
You can rent bongs and stuff, and they do a bunch of events, bingo.
So what's stopping a
that's fun.
business like that from actually attaching a dispensary to it? Where you can buy the flower, rent something to smoke.
So many laws.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably can't
They
have, like,
got
the
grandfathered
consumption
in. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, please, internet. To be able to open, they've been doing it right for a while. I just went in there a couple Wednesdays ago for the industry night. Shout out again, Ray brought me in. But yeah, I mean, I smoke in my living room daily, and I was like, wow, this is nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to go, you know, like I'm as comfortable as can be, and it was cool to go there. I see the draw. I'll definitely be back. I'm excited to check out an event. Yeah.
They have the vaporizer. What are those things called? A volcano or some shit?
Oh,
like
yeah,
that?
volcano.
Yeah, I've done a volcano.
I haven't
Yup.
done that.
Pull that metadata. You know, that's an old image. No, they've got all sorts of goodies. I believe they may, this could be a rumor, have a student glass. Have you seen the student glass grav bongs?
Oh.
Yeah, these are like fancy schmancy German engineering, classic. And it's just like a self-contained grav bong, you know, like a bucket with a
Yeah.
lid. Have you ever done a grav bong?
Yeah.
Once, yeah.
Oof.
Twice.
Only once?
Man, that's all
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah,
you need.
next
Like,
time you come, I'm going to have one ready.
So when I
Yeah.
was
I want to see a
you got to
picture
get
of
a
the one you
bathtub in here,
Yeah,
man.
I'm done.
You know?
I'm done.
Yeah.
You go $100 to the person that clears that shit.
Yeah.
I might be able to make that
So,
happen.
Yeah.
We'll
when
just
I
start
was-
the episode with you in the tub.
Yeah, I'm done. We'll get a kiddie pool and that'll
Yeah.
be it. That'll work. When I was really young, I was like 18, 19. I was living in Ohio, whenever the fuck I said it was. And I was living in Toledo, which is technically Glass City. That's what they call a lot of our glassware, like cups and shit like that, come from Toledo, Ohio, randomly enough. But there's a lot of small glass blowing shops, and they have a lot of bongs. I forgot where I was going with this story.
It's okay.
Sick. I'm just kidding.
The gravity bong. I
we
ended
go.
I ended up getting a glass on glass gravity bong made by the brand like Gravity, whatever.
Yeah, gravity.
I've always
nice.
wanted one.
It broke. But it was really fucking nice for parties and shit. It was so fun for parties.
Yeah.
It was really fun for parties.
I remember that was by Grav, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was sick. It was like
So cool.
Everything you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
ever,
like a
did you ever try and
standing
make
one.
one?
Yes,
Glass?
yeah. Not with glass, but with like
I always wanted to with glass, but I was never about to. I made tons with like milk jugs.
yeah. Damn.
Things I probably shouldn't
Lungs
have
of
been
steel.
smoking out of or
Yeah, I
something.
did a
Oh,
home-
5-gallon buckets.
That's exactly
Dude.
what I've done. The Home Depot one.
I can't say shit. I was smoking out of fucking cans when I was like 14.
Smoke that through December, break the top layer of ice. And let's do this. You
Oh, you have one?
want to take it?
No. Please. Yeah. If
Do
you
what
would sit.
must
Do
be
it.
done.
Do
I'm
it.
excited for this one.
Yeah, I think that last one was my favorite. That was really good.
Which was that, the truffles or the?
Yeah, the truffle.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is the root beer.
I want to smell that one
Yeah.
again. Where
It's
is it?
really. It's the this gun.
I have a terrible habit of that. That's not the right, excuse me, not the right lid for that jar. So
No worries, no worries. Oh,
It's GMO with root beer.
oh yeah,
I forget what GMO stands for.
yeah. You're asking the wrong guy.
I've learned a decent amount of abbreviations.
I should know this.
It's okay.
Pham definitely knows, or Siri knows, or someone out there in the universe knows that can tell us.
It's coming.
We just need AI pen.
The only reason I know is because I'll look up strains on Leafly and it'll like tell me.
What? Wrong.
No, I believe
I
it.
don't think.
Garlic, mushroom, onion?
Yeah, I believe it.
Really?
Have you ever had garlic breath? That's a strain.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were asking me. Like, yeah.
Like, has your breath ever been garlicky? I'm done. It's a pretty good strain. And I feel like for a period of time, at first when I started buying from dispensaries, I'm like, I'm just going to go for a funny name. Let's try this funny name today.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of it. Like,
Shit.
as they're going.
Do you want? I was
I'll
going to
keep
say, yeah,
smoking that.
same. I'll hit it
Clear
again.
that.
Yeah.
Have fun.
As growers are growing, they'll find like good habits out of plants, and then they'll crossbreed two strains and come up with a new name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's hard to like
Figure out what
always
is
be
it.
chasing strain names, but then there's some that are worth it and
Yeah.
you'll find and you'll come back to.
Like my green crack.
Did you not to completely sidetrack, but have you heard the news about Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
That he quit smoking?
Well, okay, so
Is this true?
he said in his post
He's given up smoke.
he's given up smoke. And like someone in the comments was like, "Isn't his dog's name Smoke?"
Huh.
It-
Conspiracy.
Like it could just be smoking
nah,
and not just cannabis.
do
Like
you
not
believe
cannabis
he
products.
is starting an edibles brand?
Oh,
Genius
nice.
move. Genius move.
Cheech and Chong have one.
Smart.
They have edibles.
Everybody's
Oh.
got one.
But they're like, I just saw an ad for it and it was like, we ship nationwide because it's like a Delta something. Yeah.
Again,
the
yeah, so
loopholes.
it'll probably be, a big brand that could ship nationwide.
Oh, wow. Money moves.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
I mean, the other option is like Khalifa Kush, which goes through like every legal state, I do believe, and like sources or grows their strain particularly for that market, has a set of quality standards, I hope. So, to each their own.
Where else have you smoked? You mentioned Amsterdam. Have you smoked in any other state that you're willing
Who's
to mention?
asking? Who is this guy? Massachusetts.
Fam,
That's-
write down the ones
And
that
that's
are
where I
illegal.
keep my cannabis.
I just want to know if maybe you've tried,
P.O. box.
You're coming back on this pod. with this list.
some weed in a different place that you might have enjoyed better, or compared
Like
to
Oregon.
like Colorado or something. I didn't say a legal state. I'm just saying somewhere legal.
This room is the wire. Andy's not wearing a wire.
I'm done.
This is
Are
the
you
wire.
sure I'm not wearing a wire? This is all a setup, guys.
before
Don't you know?
Before you answer, I don't think we ever told you, but if you need a bathroom break, just let us know. 'Cause we have a bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm here
Thank
to
you.
take you down.
What crimes have you committed?
So no, not willing to share.
I mean, I
I think
like to go to each legal state that I can to, a dispensary there.
Here we go.
I have a question about
you-
that.
Please.
I'm good right now. So in terms of like dispensary experiences, where have you seen like the best or had the best kind of experience in the dispensary?
Oh, Temescal Wellness. That's a way off.
Oh,
Boom. Thank
Shake your hand.
you.
No,
Thank
no, I
you.
wanna
Thank
shake
you.
your
Thank you. Yeah.
It's great.
yeah.
It's great.
Any
meant
more
more like a state.
softballs that I can just knock out of the park here? Wonderful.
I meant
Fucking
more like
clip
state.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know things are like way more lax in other states, and I know that like dispensaries in
Yeah.
other states have jars on display and shit like that. So I just didn't know if on the other coast.
Maine is pretty wild. I would say Maine's pretty loosey goosey out there.
I've been to a dispensary in Maine.
Yeah, but like pre-COVID Maine too. Like, I mean, you could like walk in. Could I do that and some of that rolled together? Oh yeah, they go up back, roll it for you. I'm like, all right, what is going on here? Like, yo, this guy's just like breaking it down in front of you. Like, all right,
Hey,
I'm not.
real personal.
I'm not calling anybody over anything. So, but like, as long as it's good.
I'm dead. So where did you get media trained?
What?
Where did you get media trained?
Like marketing?
I'm joking.
I was like, wait, what?
Athletes go through media training to like dodge questions or like celebrities.
No, for sure.
It was a layup, man.
Thank you.
I thought I tried.
Sorry.
It's all right. Do you watch any sports?
I
sports at
do. I watch some soccer, Premier League.
Favorite team? Gun to your
I
head.
have gun to my head. Jeez Louise. Give me Tottenham, the Hotspurs.
Okay. Love that. That's a good
Yeah,
choice.
Yeah, not bad. I probably wouldn't play with them on FIFA, but whatever.
Okay.
How How about Messi coming to MLS?
Yeah, Miami. That's huge for the sport.
Yeah, it's impossible to get tickets.
Impossible.
Impossible.
And just wait
the
for the
Revs
World
will
Cup
sell
to
you
come in.
everything else. They're like, you want a piece of the turf? No problem. Tickets for that game? You got the wrong website.
Are you planning to go to the World Cup? It's coming up. It's coming to Massachusetts, to Foxborough.
I would definitely go
shit.
to a game.
Oh yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, Gillette Stadium. They're doing it in Atlanta too. Shout out Atlanta.
Dang.
Yeah.
I had
I
a
wanna
buddy
go there
that
too
went
to
to
do it.
the one in Brazil.
Parents will probably go.
What? Say it again.
I had a buddy that went to the one in Brazil.
Wow.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Incredible.
My parents will probably go to that
Definitely.
if they know. They used to go when we lived in Florida.
Yeah. Tickets are
Well,
going
they
to be
have gone.
expensive.
Shouldn't say they used to go like they used to go all the time, but they have gone.
Yeah. It's going to be so pricey.
Mm-hmm.
So pricey. But I'm saving now. I'm getting ready. Because I really
Prepared.
would,
Making that
I would
money now.
love to go. I would love to
When
go.
is it
That's
gonna
been
be
like a
here?
dream of mine since I was a kid. Say it again.
When is it going to be here?
2026.
Okay, so there's time.
Yeah.
Super Bear.
Definitely.
And there'll be probably multiple games here. They haven't released like the schedule or anything, but I did sign up for like notifications so that once the tickets go on sale, I'm fucking there. I'm ready.
Prepped, ready to go.
Yeah. That's how I got my
Locked and
PS5.
loaded.
I got my PS5 day one.
Got some bots. World Cup ticket bots.
I just got fucking
An
lucky.
army.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Any
What are these
laptops in the room?
questions?
Ooh, are
Can't sell them. It's just him out there.
What are you trying
go.
to say, man?
do you know if you guys are going to be doing any Black Friday things?
Yes, we are doing some med deals on Black Friday. We have new deals as of yesterday, Friday. So check our menus online. Yeah, ma.temescal.com.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Find us on
was-
Google, Temescal Wellness.
It was amazing having you here, man. This
Yo,
shit
this
was,
has been a pleasure.
this
Thank
shit
you.
was so
That was
good, man.
so
Thank you
fun.
for bringing all of this. Like
Yeah.
this is
Been an
really awesome.
experience.
Definitely. Please
For
have me
sure.
back.
Yeah,
It's been awesome.
100%.
And we
gladly.
definitely got this room cloudier than ever. I can't wait to see it.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope you enjoy. This has been awesome.
Thanks, man. For
Absolutely.
everyone listening, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Catch you later.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Love you guys.
She was there.